I'm Jack Patty, and this is the Senior Minute, successfully serving seniors.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Senior Minute. I'm Councilmember Shayla Lynch, and I have joining me today Jennifer Hubbard. She's with our Parks and Recreation Division, and she is the Superintendent of Natural Spaces. That's a really cool title.
Thank you.
By the way,
it's a lovely job.
Tell our viewers what you do in that position.
Yeah, so Superintendent of Natural Areas is over the 4 natural areas parks here in Lexington, McConnell Springs, Heisel Farm Park, Raven Run, and now Kelly's Landing River Park, which opened 2 days ago. And we do programming. We've got the equestrian program out at Masterson Station Park.
In District 2.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for all your support, by the way. And we do adventure programming, things like kayaking, canoeing at Jacobson, archery at Heisel. So it really is just overseeing all of the natural spaces in our city as well as the programs that take place.
That's awesome. Really cool.
Thank you.
So one thing we're specifically here to talk about today is the Action Track Chair. This is something new for the city. Please tell our viewers about this.
Yes. So the Action Track Chair was an idea that sort of started on multiple ends a few years back, and about a year and a half ago, folks came together. Councilmember Whitney Baxter was sort of inspired. She really felt like it was important to give folks access to our natural spaces in a new way. So we started researching track chairs, and about a month ago in April, we received and got up and running, started our new track chair program. It's a motorized wheelchair, and it is on very wide tracks. So it's made for rugged trails, rugged terrain, and we've been able to start the hikes. So started on May 5th.
Oh, wow.
And people can tour Raven Run and see things that you would not otherwise be able to see just because of the nature of the trail system.
That is wonderful. What a great addition to our parks. And so are these available at all of the 4 naturalized parks?
So currently we just have 1 track chair, and it is stationed at Raven Run.
Okay,
so
great.
All of our hikes right now are done at Raven Run. You know, I think the goal someday is to be able to transport and use at other natural areas sites. However, for now, Raven Run is the spot where we're piloting and sort of looking at how things go, feedback from users, and then maybe ideally someday we'd be able to expand that access.
Wonderful. So how would one sign up to be able to utilize one at Raven Run?
So we go through the same reservation system on the LFUCG website that you would use for any park program. Folks can get on the Raven Run page in particular, and we've got a whole track chair tab that kind of walks folks through what to do, how to do it, and then you can get on the actual registration portal to reserve your hike.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then when they show up that day to utilize it, do you all show them how to use the chair if they've never used one before? Do you all go take them through all the steps?
So what we do, a person will select a hike, reserve the hike, and then a couple of days beforehand we will reach out, talk about what their needs may be, talk about preferences as far as which trails they want to see if they're repeat visitors, which we have had already. You know, they may not want to go back on the same trail. So we have a conversation. The day of, we meet them up in the visitor lot. So they are just transferring from the vehicle to the track chair. And we do have staff accompany users throughout. You know, we something were to happen or a battery, you know, something goes wrong, we don't want people out there trapped. And we also want to be sure that we're guiding people on the trails that are appropriate in grade and slope and condition for people to use it safely. So a staff member does accompany the individual on their hike or the individual and their family. And, you know, if they want to learn about wildflowers or they want to learn about birds, we sort of integrate an interpretive walk with the use of the track chair on the trails.
I love this. This is quite the concierge service. I don't know if any other city does it like we do.
We aim to please.
I love it. So it's been pretty popular since we got it.
Yeah, it has. It has. You know, I've been really pleased with the results. We have got folks that are now repeat users. There's actually a person that works for the city that has worked here a long time that is in a wheelchair, and he has been out several times. I keep joking with staff that we're going to become family to these folks because,
Yeah.
you know, they come out, you spend 2 hours with them, you get to know them. But yeah, folks have really sort of, once they learn about it, they start filling in reservations as far out as you can go. So
That's
yeah, it's
wonderful.
been used quite a bit, and we're really excited about sort of the buzz that has been around it for the last month.
So is there any kind of waiting list since it's become so popular so quickly?
We tried to offer enough hikes on our reservation system so that if a person couldn't reserve tomorrow at 10 a.m., there would be other opportunities. Currently, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays are the days that we are offering hikes. 10 to 12 and 2 to 4 p.m.
Nice.
So we've got, what would that be, 21 reservations throughout the week that people could choose from, and we have that planned out several weeks ahead on the website.
That's great. That's great. When folks come to the park, to Raven Run, to utilize the chair, do they need to bring anything special with them, or?
What we ask, we don't want staff to have to be responsible for transferring folks from their vehicle to the chair. So folks would need to, there's like a board that you can use to slide out of the vehicle onto the track chair. We would certainly ask folks either a caregiver that can help you with that transfer into the track chair and back into your vehicle, or the board that we could certainly assist with if we needed to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with our viewers about this awesome new thing we have in our park?
I think it just speaks to how government and parks are really committed to accessibility in all ways. This is the first track chair accessible to the public in the state of Kentucky, which is so cool and so important, that Lexington is doing this and saying we want all people to be able to access our natural spaces in new ways and to have the same advantages and privileges to be out there as somebody that is not in a wheelchair.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this is just a pilot, right? So if this goes well, we'll think about getting some more. Is that true?
That would come from the folks that decide the funding in government. I am but a humble civil servant, and so I do not make those decisions. But, I do believe that in the future with demand, like anything in the city, I do think it's something that could potentially grow.
That's great. Yeah. I would definitely support that.
Yeah,
if that vote
thank you.
came before council, I would definitely support that, because I agree that I would love for our parks to be accessible to everybody, no
Yes.
matter their ability level.
Yes,
So this is
yes.
one way to do that. And I think if it's going well already and we
Yeah.
just launched it, I know there's something that we should probably spread throughout our city. So.
Absolutely. And that's been the coolest part, is hearing
Yes.
sort of the anecdotal information from people. They email a few days later and say, I need to tell you about my track chair hike. I've wanted to go to Raven Run for 20 years. I've never been out there, and I finally did it. I mean, it's very, it's silly, but it is sort of an emotional thing to know that we, as the city of Lexington, are giving people the access to things that they've always wanted, but there's never been a way. It's really special for folks and meaningful.
Yeah, well, thank you, Jennifer, for all that you do to make our parks accessible. And folks, please visit our city's website to make your reservation for your hike using our track chair at lexingtonky.gov.
Thank you so much. It's great to see you, and thank you for your support always.
Of course, always.
Yeah, thank you.